retarded and an idiot.
Yeah, obviously lack of melanin is superior, but yeah.
No, melanin is a superpower.
Right, that's what I mean.
Yes. It's like midichlorians.
Is there any evidence of that?
Yeah, totally. There's like 7 guys on YouTube who all seem to say it. So I mean, pretty broad consensus.
It's like,
Did you receive my complaint letter yet?
About your lack of melanin?
About the bull market.
Well, the bull market is bad. I'm offended by this bull market. I'm offended by that.
Because it shakes your religion. See? I got it.
That's right.
Is this just Satoshi testing our resolve, our belief?
Exactly. He wants us to be kind of rich, but not really rich.
He's like, I'm seeing these guys get richer, and I'm not sure I love it completely.
I need to test these motherfuckers. Yeah, they think it all comes so easy.
He wants us to be millionaires, not multimillionaires.
That's right. Single-digit millionaires. The lowest of the millionaires.
How come everyone stopped talking about Satoshi like he's God? I feel like we gotta bring that back.
I think he's transcended into myth at this point. Satoshi is just ephemeral myth.
Now we just argue over his followers, Luke and Matt.
That's right. It is kind of like different churches. You can see how Christianity broke apart into a bunch of different churches, factions. People always want to break apart into factions.
The church.
You're never holy enough. The thing with purity, you're never pure enough.
The Church of Luke Dashman.
The left wing invented purity spiraling in the modern context, but I think the right wing has more of a purity spiraling than the left wing does, because they're more what would you say? They're more susceptible to the moral flavoring that is purity in the first place. Like left-wingers kind of believe in purity, like an ideological form of purity, but not really, because the beliefs can be hot swapped, and they don't believe in purity in any other area of life, whereas conservatives believe in purity in the physical and the spiritual, in the familial and in the societal. They believe in it everywhere. And you can see that with people like Luke.
It's funny. His real name is also a biblical name. It would be really funny to. I'm not going to dox him or whatever, but it would be funny to do a full schism thing over the core. Not.
Yeah.
Andrew, are you zipping up 100 bags, or are you just moving around in a chair that's squeaking, or what the fuck is that noise?
I'm sitting in a quiet room. It does sound like somebody's zipping up a bunch of bags. Where is that?
Yeah, like he's packing or something.
Or rubbing balloons together.
Or he's sitting in another office chair naked.
I've never heard
You figured him out, Brittany.
Never heard you fantasize about me in the morning, Brittany.
Not. The noise is really annoying.
I don't have any noise here, man.
This is a rich guy problem. You're too rich, and then your chair is too fancy. It's too made of leather, and now it's too squeaky. Yeah.
My chair is 15 years old.
They aged the leather so it doesn't squeak, Brittany. It would never happen.
Yes, it's very rich. Rich people leather is very supple. It comes from the factory. I have to say, somebody who owns one rich person item made of fine leather, very supple.
Eames, yeah.
The Eames chair doesn't make any squeaks.
No, it does not.
I will say my grandfather was well-to-do, and I have his very fancy leather office chair. The leather is incredible and has held up tremendously well over the years. The metal components, I mean, this thing sounds like an orchestra when I sit down in it. It's crazy.
Was your grandfather a fine leather craftsman himself? When somebody says their grandfather is well-to-do, I'm like, what business was that? What trade was this man in? Textile manufacturing? Like, it's so funny to think about how different rich people were back then than they used to be.
It was always a trade.
Because nowadays it's like people come up to me and be like, my grandfather was well-to-do," and they're gonna be like, "He was?" I'm like, "Yeah, he was some kind of digital coin millionaire, single digit millionaire. Wouldn't let him have the second million, but single digits. 6.15 is $700,000, my friend. So getting close to the million."
I like how you say it like it's going to be some obscure, thing, as opposed to the reality, which is like your grandkids will be like, "Oh yeah, he bought Bitcoin in the hundreds," and they'll be like, "What?
Yeah,
he bought it in the hundreds of thousands,
right? Yeah.
In the hundreds of thousands? No." They'll be like,
So-
"No. Why do you think? We're having this conversation floating over the atmosphere right now?"
As a New Yorker, if you like growing up in New York, you'll hear stories of people who are like, "Yeah, my family's lived in New York for 150 years and used to own 15 acres of Manhattan." And you're like, oh, like you feel like you want to vomit in your mouth because of like, they could have been billionaires.
dude, can you imagine owning just one city block in Manhattan? Like,
Yeah.
Who owns any of the Manhattan from whenever it was discovered that hasn't been resold?
that's a good question. Like, what families are still holding?
Uh-huh.
Probably the Astor family.
You think so?
I would imagine.
Well,
Maybe some
it's
have
mostly-
bought it, but
it's mostly a bunch of churches.
We owned it.
Churches have been holding for a long time.
What ends up happening is there's a ton of churches that own Manhattan land, and they had graveyards. And then in the past, 150 years, they just exhume the graveyards to resell the land. And they sell the land, they just do 99-year leases. And the fucking Episcopalian church or whatever, they make $1 billion a year off of the land lease rights that they have, which I think should be removed because, like, the purpose of a church exemption is it's serving church purposes. And JP Morgan giving you $100 million a year for land leasing is not doing shit for your church. You know what I mean? It's just money laundering.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Well, if they were using the land for church purposes, that's fine. But all they're doing is fucking making money, stealing tax dollars from the U.S., like from the New York City.
Well, they
Like,
take the money and loot it to church operations.
In that case, churches should be able to do literally anything tax free. They should be able to open a McDonald's. They should be able to fucking sell you healthcare. Like, in that case, churches, you should just make everything a church, and they can make all of their money. No, like, it needs to go to the purpose of what they claim. Like, JP Morgan embezzling silver isn't spreading the word of Jesus. It isn't helping clothe anyone.
Yeah, your characterization is ridiculous.
It's helping clothe JP Morgan.
iPhone's Apple Intelligence sucks. I took a picture of a bunch of rocks and I was like, "What is this?" And it was like, "It's a reptile." I was like, "No, it's not. It's a bunch of rocks."
No, Huddle, you see there was a hidden reptile in there. It was blended in.
Maybe Apple knows more than I do. They're really sucking ass on their AI shit, but everything else is good. I'm sure they'll figure it out eventually.
I am not. It's weird to have been so bad about this, but like bad about everything like new they've tried to do since Steve left. Like, what, the AirPods and the Apple Watch are the only new products that came out. And the Vision, whatever that they've shut down over.
Vision Pro sucked, yeah.
They're too woke. Like, they can't have an AI without dealing with how problematic it would be, and then they keep making it like I don't think they have the culture to be capable of making an AI.
Yeah. It is like the thing with like the woker your AI is, the more it's just not going to map to reality, and the less it maps to reality, the less useful it is. All the AIs are woke, though. They're all definitionally woke because they were trained on Reddit slop.
But I told mine not
I think
to be.
woke, you should see how, like, because they wokeify it on top of that. Like, they make it full retard.
Yeah, they put filters on top of it.
Otto, have you been following the Pentagon story that's happening on the 30th?
Is there anything? I saw Hegseth called a bunch of people in, but I haven't. Does anybody know what it's about yet?
So the New York Times wrote an article about it. It could be about a couple of things, but just know that it's unprecedented to recall.
That I do know, but
so there was Hegseth signed an executive order 4 or 5 months ago saying that he wanted a 10% personnel reduction in generals in the DoD.
Mm-hmm.
And they never did it. So I think it's going to be a good old-fashioned decimation. I think he's actually getting all the generals together because he's going to fire a tenth of all of America's generals all at the same time.
Oh, that'll be wild.
It's either that. It's either, or if you were an alien species that had invasion of the body snatchers, you would get all of America's generals together in a room and then put the lizard in their brain.
What's the
Same time.
point of getting 90% to shovel waste funds to fire the other 10%?
Make a cultural shift. Make a point. It's
That kind of seems more like something that would happen in Saudi Arabia rather than in America. But
wait, you're telling me that a guy who bloviates by recording a video of him doing pull-ups and then talking about how much of a man he is would not put his dick down just for the optics of it?
Big Hegseth is on TRT. Yes, the answer is yes. So I guess that kind of answers your question.
How many 50-year-olds do you know can do 50 pull-ups?
Right, he is on TRT. TRT, testosterone gives you this magical ability. Everything you're doing is smart and right and good and correct.
He claimed he did, didn't he?
I don't know. 50 is a lot, though.
Insane. The Olympic ship.
More interesting development. Enei, or Eni, I don't know how to properly pronounce it, Eni, strikes more $1 billion power deal with U.S. fusion Commonwealth. Italian energy company Eni purchased more than $1 billion of power from Commonwealth Fuel Systems, CFC, 400 megawatt arc power plant in Virginia, where CFC plans to begin generating electricity in the early 2030s. This fusion thing is sneaking up on us quietly. $400 megawatt power plant?
With the fusion thing meaning cold fusion?
No, not cold fusion. Whatever the two methods they got duplicated now, and everybody's racing to produce commercialization.
Is it a meaningful difference from fission? Like, is it a several order magnitude jump from the fission procedure we already have?
I don't know, and it's very different. So I think the answer is not yet, but it is positive from what they're saying. And what's interesting to me is none of that. It's the building of these power plants. Washington's got a 50 megawatt, now somebody else is building a 400 megawatt power plant based on fusion reactors. And then it's all further miniaturized to the point where you're going to have an air conditioning sized fusion box for your house.
We're gonna have, really?
Well, that's what all going towards. I'm reading these things and it's like everything is sneaking up on us. It's not making a lot of news.
How are you going to protect your house from a fucking air conditioner sized fusion box?
Well, it's some kind of a reactor that's got plasma, small ball or whatever they're gonna put in. I mean, what is there to protect? It's not a bomb or.
It's not irradiated?
No, it's not.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
So wait, when you have fusion, you don't have irradiation?
Nope.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that is exciting. So yeah, can we get fusion powered cars now?
Well, you should be able to if they miniaturize it further.
That's pretty wild to think about. Now the problem is,
Huddle, I think the word you're looking for is spaceship. If you have
spaceship.
a vehicle with a fusion reactor, I think it's just a spaceship.
what is the ability to take material from these and then construct like a device? Because that would stop it from being given to the public, obviously.
Well, fission and fusion are different. You can't make a bomb out of fusion.
like at all. There's no way to reverse engineer it.
What can you do to hide this from the world?
No.
Like if
I'm
you
saying, like,
had a bunch of fusion reactors, could you turn it into a bomb? Is his question.
I'm saying, yeah. Could you make a nuclear device? And if you could, then obviously they wouldn't give it to us.
No, it's not
So-
a nuclear device at all. It's completely different tech.
So fusion requires a bunch of energy to force two things together. Fission requires a bunch of energy to activate a domino effect of a bunch of things breaking apart.
Right.
And so you can't, like, I mean, if I wish Asher was here, but I'm very confident you cannot make a bomb out of fusion because it doesn't have a
Like
runaway.
no way, shape, or form.
Well, because like you're shoving two things together, you're not pulling things apart. Like the thing that makes
but there's no, just to clarify, because this is blowing my mind a little bit, there's no fissile material inside the fusion reactor.
Correct.
well, by definition, well, yeah, it's not physical. Like you can't break it apart. You have to shove it together.
That's pretty crazy.
It uses magnets.
Yeah, that's one way to do it.
Magnets, yeah, they're used to create the chamber to control the reaction from wandering around or escaping. So it like keeps it in one spot.
But the idea of some sort of tokamak device fitting in a car seems very, very far into the future. I mean, you can try to do it via other methods, but tokamaks are like the size of like half a stadium.
Well, I mean, people are building these things in their garages now. Some people are tinkering with fusion reactors on very small scale.
Yeah, I saw there's a guy up in Reno who's doing that.
Yeah, he's not the only one. And miniaturization of this is not outside of what's going to happen. Yeah, they'll start on a larger scale and then just miniaturize it.
It would be pretty dope.
And then beyond that, like, okay, fine. If you get to the point of an AC compressor sized unit for the house, what's the problem of fitting that into a car?
By the way, this kills all climate hysteria communism too. It's completely dead.
No, what you don't understand is the left's favorite form of power is imaginary power.
Yeah.
And so the moment we crack fusion, they're going to tell you why the next thing is important, and fusion is garbage, and we have to make it illegal. Which is exactly what they did to nuclear, which is exactly what they did to natural gas.
This is huge for Bitcoin, by the way.
Huge.
And just the world in general.
But the problem is it's an ideology that you have to find sin in everything, right? And then tell everyone. And so, like, the problem is that the generations change. So, like, you could have someone who